Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sash Reads, and this is my Christmas book haul. Merry Christmas! Welcome to the last day of bookmas here on my channel. Thank you so much for sticking around for all 12 videos. It is currently actually Christmas Day if you're watching this on the release date. The upload date, whatever. My goal is to upload this on Christmas Day in Australia, which is going to be Christmas Eve in the States. Thought how fun it'd be if I upload my book haul on Christmas Day, and it'd be like a gift to everybody. So I've got around 30 books here. Half I bought myself, half were gifted, which is insane to me. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with the books that I bought myself, and then we'll go into the gifts. So first of all, we've got Collide by Bal Cabra. This is the first book in her... what is she calling it? Is it the Collide series? I was approved for the sequel book Spiral on NetGalley, so I thought I'd pick up the first book. I found this for $5 on Depop, so go me. Now this is, yes, a sports romance between a hockey captain and a straight-A student. I know it says here, Summer hates everything about hockey for good reason, but she isn't going to let that stand in the way of her becoming a sports psychologist. Aiden loves being the hockey captain, except when his team's reckless mistakes risk jeopardizing their entire season. When coach puts him forward for a research paper as punishment, he has no choice but to accept. Summer can't stand his blasé approach to life, and Aiden doesn't get her uptight scheduled one. They're off to a rocky start, and provoking each other, it turns out, is what they do best. As sparks fly, neither wants to be the one to give in. Can they get everything they want, including each other? I just love this cover. I think it is so cute, and I'm very excited to pick it up very soon. Another Depop find, we've got Cross the Line by Simone Soltani. This is a Formula One romance. I've read Throttled by Lauren Asher, which is also Formula One, and I just couldn't get over this cover either. So we've got Dev Anderson, whose F1 driver career is on the line. He needs help to save his image and fast. At a party in Monaco, he bumps into the woman who could potentially fix it all. There's just one problem. She's his best friend's little sister. And okay, maybe there's another problem. He kissed her last year and hasn't been able to stop thinking about her since. Macaron-loving, sweet-talking social media extraordinaire Willow Williams, oh, that's unfortunate, needs some work experience to bag the job of her dreams. So when Dev offers her a temporary solution, she can't help but say yes, even if it means ignoring the crush she's had on him since childhood. So we've got brother's best friend, we've got childhood friends possibly. Very excited. And look, even Bal Cabra, who's the author of Collide, blurbed it. So that's pretty fun too. Next we have Man Candy by Vanessa Vale. This cover is giving the new Elsie Silver covers of, is it the Gold Rush Ranch series? I love the purples on it. So this is a small town billion romance with the hottest puck hockey hero and a wannabe romance writer. This is a steamy small town reverse age gap game of love. I'm very excited. I was loving the small town billionaire experience when I read Wild Love. So I am very excited to get more of that in this one. Next is one that I probably should have read already, but I haven't, and that is The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Rush. This is a male-male romance between the Prince of Halloween and the Prince of Christmas. So you've got Cole, who used to love Christmas until his father, the reigning Santa, turns the holiday into a PR facade. Cole will do anything to escape the spectacle, including getting tangled in a drunken, supremely hot makeout session with a beautiful man behind a seedy bar one night. But the heir to Christmas is soon commanded to do his duty. He will marry his best friend, Iris, the Easter princess, and his brother's not-so-secret crush. A situation that has disaster written all over it. Things go from bad to worse when a rival arrives to challenge Cole for the princess's hand, and Cole comes face to face with this mysterious behind-the-bar hottie, Hex, the Prince of Halloween. It's a fake competition between two holiday princes who can't keep their hands off each other over a marriage of convenience that no one wants. And it all leads to one of the sweetest, sexiest, messiest, most delightfully unforgettable love stories of the year. I have heard great things about it. I love this cover. I love the edges. And I am planning on reading it Christmas Day. Next is one I've already read, but I pre-ordered Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, and I love this book. It was 5 stars. This is between Teddy and Gus, who we've all been rooting for since book 1 done and dusted. This is a hate to love, best friend's brother, babysitter slash nanny romance. Apparently, Teddy and Gus were not written in the cards at all, Lila Sage was saying. And then when everyone was asking for their story back when Done and Dusted was published, she's like, okay, I guess I'll write it. And she did so well, and I'm very excited for the next book, Wild and Wrangled, just to tie up the whole story and see everyone's happy endings. Next is a book that I got for a reading vlog that I didn't need to, but I did anyway, and that is Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the third book in the, what series? The Icebreaker series, I guess is what she's calling it. And this is between Henry and Hallie, and I'm going to keep it because I really love this cover, and plus Hallie, she's looking a bit plus size. She's also wearing a Taylor Swift cardigan, and is that just not me? Like, I don't have cardigans because I'm not rich, but I think this looks so cute, and I'm very excited to pick this one up. This one is probably the one I'm most interested in, not the other two. Another sort of tutee moment, because Henry Turner knows he's going to have to work extra hard to survive his junior year of college. And now with his new role as ice hockey captain, which he didn't even want, Henry absolutely cannot fail. Enter Hallie Jacobs, fellow junior who finds herself befriended by Henry when he accidentally crashes her book club. Hallie may not have the romantic pursuits of her favorite fictional leads, but she's an academic superstar. And when she hears about Henry's problems with his class reading material, she offers to help. But being a private tutor isn't exactly ideal given her own studies, job, and the novel she's trying to write. New experiences are the key to beating her writer's block though, and Henry's promising to be the one to give them to her. They just need to stick to their real book and, oh, not fall in love. So I'm very excited, and it's giving friends to lovers too. Next, this one I got as a treat myself because I went to the shopping centre on school holidays with all my kids, and I'm like, I deserve something good, right? I deserve a win. So I picked up Live For Me by Lauren Jackson, which is the sequel to Die For You. I am seeing Lauren Jackson next month at A Romantic Affair, and I'm very excited. I still haven't read Die For You, so I'm not going to read you the synopsis for this one, but I'll just say it's like vampires, it's romance, it's given Vampire Diaries. Next is one I'm very excited to have in my grubby little hands, but this is Seducing Syla by Lex Logan. This is a sapphic monster romance between a kraken and a human. It says it's a story about second chances, finding love where you least expect it, and new beginnings. Join Morgan and Syla as they navigate language barriers, meddling fates, and a burning hot desire that neither of them seems able to control. So I did start this. I haven't finished it yet, but I liked the way it was going. Next is The Witch Who Courted Death by Maria Lewis. What? This is the third or fourth book in the Supernatural Sisters series. This is about a medium, Casper. After a horrific incident in her home city of Berlin, orchestrated by the mysterious Oct, Casper is consumed with vengeance towards an enemy she doesn't understand. But the only other person ever to escape Oct was a witch, and so Casper is soon on her trail, but this witch does not want to be found. Diving headfirst into the supernaturally secretive world of spells, charms, and covens, it's not long before Casper is crossing more than just the line between the living and the dead. That sounds so good. This whole book is actually giving like indie published book. It's matte. The pages are like that bright white, but it is a Piatkus book, so I'm very confused, but I'm very excited. This next book is probably my favorite out of all the ones that I've bought this haul. This was such a steal, and I want to thank you, my friend Ash, for telling me about it. And that is the Bookish Box edition of Between Wrath and Mercy by Jess Wisecup. This is one of my favorite books of all time. This is a romantasy focusing on a woman in her 30s who's trying to find her daughter who was kidnapped, and she gets the help of her sister, her dead sister's ex-fiance, who was also actually her ex-lover. Oh, I love this book so much, and I love, love, love this special edition. I just look at that. I love it so much. and I'm very excited to have this beautiful copy in my hands and in my collection. Next, we've got another pre-order, and that is the traditional copy of Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This one has taken, I think, the Book2Net world by storm, and I just from like telling from the cover, I know why, because this is a beautiful cover. Look at the foiling. Look at his tear. His tear is foiled. Let's find out what it's about, shall we? So it says, Sayra Swain is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the powers she possesses or the fact that she has been stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember. But a secret is like a knot. Sooner or later, it is bound to come undone. So when Sayra comes face to face with death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to Ivilia, a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myth, of legend, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and Sayra has landed in the center of centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. Ooh. The first of a kind to enter Ivilia in over 1,000 years, Sayra mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher, a handsome Fae warrior with an agenda of his own. He will use her powers to protect his people, no matter what it costs him or her. Death has a name. It is Kingfisher of the Asian Gate. His past is murky, his attitude stinks, and he's the only way Sayra is going to make it home. Well, that sounds good. Another stunning special edition. We've got Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. Look how pretty that is. So that's the dust jacket, that's the spreadges, and we've got this beautiful naked hardcover that I just cannot get over. Look at it. Look how pretty that coloring is. And you got the back, and you've got the end papers, and I had no idea. Look at that. Look at that signature. Are you kidding me? I'm so happy that people realize that Australia exists and it's not just a figment of people's imaginations, because we are getting some amazing stuff here. Next, I went really well on the Black Friday sales. I only got 2 books, I think. That's only 2. Yeah. I got the North Wind and the West Wind. They were both half price and they were both the large paperbacks, so they match. I think this is a romantasy. I'm really bad at not really finding out what books are before I buy them. Oh, it's a rich, dark love story inspired by Beauty and the Beast and the myth of Hades and Persephone. I'm going to love this. And the main character's name is Ren. That's so cool. Okay, so Ren of Edgewood is no stranger to suffering. With her parents gone, it is Ren's responsibility to ensure she and her sister survive the harsh and endless winter. But if the legends are to be believed, their home may not be safe for much longer. For 300 years, the land surrounding Edgewood has been encased in ice as the shade, a magical barrier that protects the townsfolk from the deadlands beyond, weakens. Only one thing can stop the shade's fall: the blood of a mortal woman bound in wedlock to the North Wind, a dangerous immortal whose heart is said to be as frigid as the land he rules, and the time has come to choose his bride. When the North Wind sets his eyes on Ren's sister, Ren will do anything to save her, even if it means sacrificing herself in the process. But mortal or not, Ren won't go down without a fight. That sounds really good. It does sound a bit like Enemies to Lovers, which I'm always here for, and that is giving the whole Beauty and the Beast, Hades Persephone vibes too. Next, also from my little Depop haul, I got The Devil You Know by Veronica Eden. This author is going to Babe next year, so I'm very excited to read another book by her. I have read a book in this universe. I think it's not really part of the series, but it was like the coach assistant, where this is about the captain of the hockey team, I believe. So it says, Tatum Danvers has plans and goals for everything in her life. Whatever she sets out to do, she achieves. There's only one thing she's determined to check off. I'm all set for my first semester at college. Dream field of study, 5-year plan, brand new notebooks. But one thing can't come to campus: my V card. Being a virgin isn't the biggest part of my problem. What I need to prepare for the full college experience is someone to teach me what to do in bed. Though I hate to admit it, this one accolade I can't earn on my own. I have the perfect tutor in mind, my brother's best friend, Cooper Vale. Hometown heartthrob, sultry bad boy, and my neighbor since we were kids. That actually sounds really good. And I got these beautiful sprayed edges. I don't know how that happened, but I did. So yes, maybe this isn't what I was thinking of. I thought this was the same series, but there's like surfing on the back there and it's like palm trees. So maybe it's not the ice hockey romance I was thinking of. And then last and not least, out of the books that I got for myself, I picked up the sequel to Divine Rivals, and that is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I've yet to read Divine Rivals, but it is on my 12 by 12 this year, so I'm excited to read that and go into the sequel. Okie dokie, let's go into the books that I was gifted. First of all, from one of my IRL besties, Hannah. She gifted me Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver and Break the Rules by Lauren Jackson. So this is the same Lauren Jackson that is going to Romantic Affair. This is another new adult college romance. Well, it says, yeah, Stratton University, book 1. So Anya's carefully planned life has spun out of control overnight. Lost, confused, and desperate, she seeks refuge at her brother's house. She is determined to leave her past heartbreak behind and take control of her life. Little does she know the boy she's always loved but now despises has also moved in. So brother's best friend, maybe like a rival to lovers. Mason has never settled down. Due to an unstable upbringing, he has always done what he wants, when he wants, partying, disappearing for days at a time, booking flights, and leaving the country without telling anyone. After it all gets too much, he decides to stay with his best friend and focus his energy on football. The last thing he needs is his best friend's sister distracting him, especially since he's sworn he would never lay a hand on her. Will Anya and Mason be able to heal the wounds of their past before their undeniable chemistry takes over? Very excited for this. I'm loving this design on the cover too. I don't know what it is. It's given makeup, it's given paint. It's also given like, you know how like in some sports they like show you where to move and stuff? Like that's what those X's and O's are giving. And then Wild Eyes is the second book in the Rose Hill Ranch series. But this is about Weston, who is the main character's best friend in the first book. He's a single dad of 2 kids and he's a shameless flirt. And then we've got chart-topping country singer with a recent streak of bad press, Skylar Stone. So she goes to Rose Hill to probably record something with Ford from the first book and meets Weston. And yeah, so it's another small town romance with a cowboy and a singer. And yeah, I'm very excited. Next, the lovely Jan Agaton gifted me Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. Well, this is the second book in the Lakefront Billionaire series. She thick. I'm excited. This is about Raphael and Ellie. So Ellie Sinclair is a hopeless romantic who writes love songs, and Raphael is a struggling workaholic who could inspire 100 breakup albums. On paper, they have nothing in common except for Raphael's son. For 8 months, he has avoided her until the summer trip. 14 days, 2 islands, and 1 nanny he shouldn't be attracted to. Spending time with Ellie is expected, but enjoying her company, that wasn't part of the travel plans. After his divorce, he swore to protect his heart at all costs, even if it means breaking hers in the process. Oh, that's sad. Got the grumpy single dad, and we've got a nanny, and he's also a billionaire. I want to finish the Dreamland Billionaire series first before I start on this series, but that is going to happen this year. You just look for that space. Next, the beautiful, wonderful Abby Lisi, the book lover, gifted me not 1, but 2 books in the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver, and that's books 2 and 3, so a photo finish and the front runner. So this one is about Violet Eden. So yes, that is the same Edens from the Chestnut Spring series. Violet's story came first. That's insane. I love that. This one seems a bit taboo because it says here, I met Violet Eden online. What happened between us in our chats was meant to stay anonymous and in the past until it didn't. It's a small world, but Ruby Creek is even smaller. When I moved to the tiny town, the grumpy facade I've created slips when Violet and I are forced to live under the same roof. Every time her eyes flare with heat, the ice I've encased myself in melts. She has me wanting things I can't want, things I don't deserve. But my invisible wounds have the power to ruin us both. As a former soldier, I should have the discipline to walk away, but the more I open up to Violet, the more I want to keep her. I came back from the war a different man, but my scars are older and deeper than anyone knows, and I plan to keep that that way. Plan to keep my secrets hidden until her. That sounds so good. And then we've got yeah, the front runner, which is between Stefan Dalka and I'm not quite sure who. Doesn't say who. But I have heard that Stefan is the author's, like, in her top 3 of book boyfriends that she's written. I think it's Stefan, Rhett, and Bash. So it says here, Stefan Dalka is infuriatingly handsome and annoyingly persistent. We're supposed to hate each other. But apparently he didn't get the memo because he's been asking me out for years. And I always say no. Until today. Today, here's something that I need. Our time together starts out as a simple transaction. 3 dates, no touching, no telling anyone, and definitely no falling in love. But with every intimate conversation and each stolen glance, the tension between us builds. The way he looks at me gives me butterflies. And when he finally touches me, we sizzle. Stefan makes me feel seen in a way no other person has before. He cherishes my words as passionately as he cherishes my body. He makes me laugh, he makes me blush. He's not the villain he's made out to be. And suddenly I find myself longing for him in a way that people closest to me wouldn't understand. Giving in to Stefan Dalka is playing with fire, but with him, I don't even mind the heat. So thank you so much, Abby, for gifting me these 2 books. I'm super excited to expand my Elsa Silva collection. Next, the lovely, the wonderful, the amazing, the gorgeous, the talented Tracy, who's a longtime subscriber and a longtime friend, gifted me Philomena and the 7 Deaths by Kendra Marino. So she thick, she chunky, and she is an author going to Babe, so I'm very excited to pick this up. I believe this is a Why Choose. Philomena thought she had luck on her side when she became a young widow and was fortunate to inherit her late husband's wealth. Her life was a comfortable dance between parties and tea, a menial pattern that afforded her freedoms most women only dream of, until she wakes up 6 feet underground. The first death is as easy as it is traumatic. She claws her way up through the mud only to find a confused reaper waiting for her. The second death makes her realize something bigger is going on. By the third, she's had enough. 4 monsters are claiming she's the reincarnation of Lilith, and with each death, she'll grow closer and closer to fulfilling a prophecy. But Philomena had not claimed her freedom only to lose it. No matter how tempting the monsters are, she will choose her own destiny, even if she has to rip it from fate's dirty hands with her teeth. How good does that sound? Oh my gosh, I love that so much. So thank you so much, Tracy, for gifting me this book. Next, the lovely Meredith sent me 6 Scorch Roses by Carissa Broadbent. This is the novella in between Serpent and the Wings of Night and Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. So this says Lilith has been dying since the day she was born. But while she has come to terms with her own imminent death, the death of everyone she loves is an entirely different matter. As her town slowly withers in the clutches of a mysterious God-sent illness, she decides to take matters into her own hands. Desperate to find a cure, Lilith strikes a bargain with the only thing the god hates even more than her village, a vampire. She offers him 6 roses in exchange for 6 vials of vampire blood, the one hope for her town's salvation. But when what began as a simple transaction becomes something more, Lilith is faced with terrifying realization. It's dangerous to wander into the clutches of a vampire, and in a place already suffering a god's wrath, more dangerous still to fall in love with one. How good does that sound? And she's tiny, so I'm very excited to continue on with this series and just come back into this world. Next, the lovely Ran has sent me Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. This is her Christmas sapphic novel between Charlotte and Brighton. So it says here, 5 years ago, Charlotte Donovan was ditched at the altar. Now she's doing more than okay. Sure, her mother never checks in, but she has her band, the Rosalind Quartet, and her life in New York is a dream come true. As the holidays draw near, her ensemble mate Sloane persuades the quartet to spend Christmas with her family in Colorado for some festive peace. But when Charlotte arrives, she discovers an unexpected guest, none other than her ex-fiancé Brighton. All Brighton Fairbrook wanted was to have the holiest, jolliest Christmas. Instead, she's stuck pretending she and Charlotte are strangers. Difficult when Sloane's mum signs them all up for festive dating events. Soon they're entrenched in horseback riding and cookie decorating, but Charlotte still won't talk to Brighton, not after what she did. One thing she can't deny is their chemistry, and slowly things start to slip through. Memories, music, and the way they used to play together, it all feels painfully familiar. But it's all in the past, and nothing can melt the ice in their hearts, right? I know this was Second Chance. Oh, I'm so excited to read it, and look how hot both these women are. I love women. Can't believe I forgot this one, but it was in a bag and Anyway, we did Secret Santa in Meredith's Discord, and my lovely Secret Santa sent me A Kingdom This Cursed and Empty by Stasia Stark, which is the sequel to I Caught This Cruel and Lovely, which I got for my birthday. So I'm very excited to get stuck into this romantasy series as well. But yeah, thank you so much, my Secret Santa, for gifting me with this book. Next, Erin, the wonderful Erin over at Shippings and Shelves, sent me The Succubuss's Prize by Katie Robert. This is the 5th book or the 6th book in the Deal with the Demon series, and this is sapphic. And Erin's like, I can't believe I haven't read this one yet because it's sapphic, buddy read sometime. So this is between Belladonna and Rizalka. So Belladonna was born wrong. At least that's what her parents, religious community, and even her beloved sister believe. Walking away from the church hasn't helped her come to terms with her purpose in life. And when her sister is diagnosed with cancer, Belladonna has nowhere to turn until a demon offers her a deal. After agreeing, nothing is like she expects. There's no fiery hell to speak of, her soul still be her own, all she's required to do is serve. When she's auctioned off to Rizalka, a powerful and ruthless succubuss, her confusion only grows. Rizalka surprises her at every turn, even refusing to allow Belladonna to bear a child that would benefit the entirety of their territory. Rizalka has sacrificed everything for their people. There are no lengths they won't go to as leader, but they seize something of themselves in Belladonna, a familiarity that tempts beyond anything they could have dreamed. They want to keep her. But if Belladonna can't release her shame and step into a future where she's living for herself instead of in service to others, things may be over even before they begin. So we've got non-binary rep. I love monster romance, so I'm very excited, and thank you so much, Erin. And also, I think Erin wins. Not like gift giving is a competition, but this dang book is signed, so thank you so much, Amazon, for that. I was not expecting this one at all, so I was very surprised when it showed up, and that is Don't Let the Florus In by C.G. Drews. This was gifted me by Tiffany, all the way from Canada. So thank you so much, Tiffany. You are a sweetheart angel. I love you so much. This is actually an Australian author. I have read one of their books before, but I think this is their first step into horror. So it says, when Andrew returns to boarding school, he can't wait to find refuge in the twisted fairy tales he writes for Thomas, boy with hair like autumn leaves. But Thomas's parents have vanished and he has blood on his sleeve. Stranger still, Thomas won't talk to Andrew, even though he's always loved sketching the monstrous creatures from Andrew's stories. Desperate to uncover the truth, Andrew follows Thomas into the forest and catches him fighting a nightmarish monster. His drawings have come to life. The boys must battle the creatures every night, but as their obsession grows stronger, so do the monsters, and Andrew fears the only way to stop them might be to destroy the creator. That sounds so good! Thank you so much, Tiffany, and I'm very, very excited to pick this up. Another IRL bestie, Nikita, gave me 3 romantasies, so let's get into them. The first was The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda. This is a beautiful cover, by the way. So it says here, Astrea is a prisoner of her own mind, the past sliding from her grasp like water. But she knows she must escape the tyrannical king who holds her captive and find her memories once again. This quest leads her to the Libertatum, a succession of trials hosted by the king in which 5 human lands complete for a cycle of safety from the vampires seeking blood, claiming souls, and savaging after dark. But even winning the Libertatum will not keep Astrea safe. She has made a bargain with Night, the beautiful deadly vampire who haunts her every waking hour. He promises to keep her safe, but she knows she cannot trust him, even as she finds herself drawn deeper and deeper into his seductive embrace. Caught between Night and her own mysteries, Astrea must decide. Is the fighting for the safety of her kingdom worth more than answering questions about her past? So we've got Trials and Vampires. Sign me the fuck up. I'm so excited. Next was The Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass. I have seen this taking the internet by storm again. The first book in the Villains of Law series. Alexis Hurt isn't a hero, and she certainly isn't a god. She's a survivor. But when a test grants her admittance to the Spartan War Academy, Alexis will have to do more than survive to graduate. While unyielding gladiators, Achilles and Patro, hone her into a warrior, her professors, the 2 brooding heirs to the underworld, haunt her steps and her thoughts. But where there are gods, there are bound to be monsters, and there is more than one hunting Alexis. So I do believe this is a white shoes. I think they think she's the reincarnation of Hercules, but she's like, I'm a woman, and then gets thrust into this shit. I'm excited. And then last but not least on this whole haul, we have The Crimson Crown by Heather Walter. This is a sapphic Snow White reimagining, and I believe it's very dark. So it says here, legends tell of a witch who became a queen, the heartless villain in the story of Snow White. But now the wicked queen is stepping out of Snow White's shadow to become the heroine of her own legend. Her once upon a time began when she was just Aelith, when her magical gifts had yet to reveal themselves, and she feared she would never become the witch her coven needed as the threat of the royal huntsman intensified. To prove herself, she sets out on a perilous quest that sends her to the decadent but deadly White Palace. There she encounters an unlikely figure from her past, Jagera, the witch who once held Aelith's heart but betrayed her. With the threat of discovery looming, Aelith and Jagera must set aside the wounds of their past and work together to survive. But to do this, Aelith must find the strength to transform into someone she never imagined she could be. A powerful witch. The very wickedest of them all. Sounds so dark, sounds so good. I'm very excited to pick it up. So yeah, this is just some of the books that I have acquired since the start of November. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos by me. You can also add me on Goodreads, Instagram, and Storygraph. I'm just at @sashreads. And yeah, if you got to the end of this video, pop any sort of Christmas emoji you want in the comments below if you have nothing else to say. Because like I said, I am posting this on Christmas Day for me. And yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a happy holiday and a happy new year. And I will see you next time. Bye.